Perimeter and area of regular polygons. Find the perimeter of each regular polygon. Now these are difficult problems that come up on the test. The first few are to prepare you for the area. So this find the perimeter is not going to be so much a test question. What will be the test question is find the area. And we need to know the perimeter in order to find the area. Are you ready? All right, number one. A triangle with a radius of 8√3. All right. A triangle with the radius of 8√3, we're going to look for the perimeter. Now, all of these are regular polygons, so draw your regular triangle. Let's start there, just like we did on Monday. All right, so we're working with this one right here. So we're going to redraw this triangle eventually. We'll see how it looks. I'm going to move this out of the way, put this back, and how many little triangles do I have?
2,
3. Okay, I'm going to actually call these big. I have 3 big triangles within the main shape. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Do you agree if I knew this length right here, I could then multiply it by 3 to find the perimeter?
Yes.
Yes? All right. Is the radius equivalent to this side length here?
No.
No. I am going to, remember we cut these little ones in half? And I always do this one here. Do you have to pick that one and the left side?
No.
No, you do not. All right, so this is the shape I'm going to redraw over here. Now, you either have it memorized or you figure it out. If you don't remember what number's in the top corner, do you
30.
remember what to do? You're telling me it's 30?
Well, I'm saying it's usually 30.
Okay, usually 30. Let's check. Do you guys remember how we find it? What do? We take 360.
Divided by 360.
360 divided by?
3.
Why 3?
Because it's
3 sides in the main shape, and that is 120, and then I take the 120 and divide it by 2 because I'm cutting it in half right here with this angle bisector. So all of these are 120, and then I'm cutting it in half, and what's 120 cut in half?
60.
So where does that 60 go? The bottom corner or the top? Top. It's always, when you do this, divide by the number of sides and then cut in half, it's always going to be the top angle. I'm going to repeat that because some people were talking over me. When you do the number of sides, 360 divided by the number of sides and then cut it in half, that'll always, every single time, be the top number, the top angle in your triangle. Which means the bottom one is what in this case?
30.
All right. Let's label some pieces. A2 or 2A and A√3. Where do I start?
Across from the 90 degrees.
Across
2A.
from the 90, thank you, is 2A. Across from what is the A?
30.
30. And this is A√3. Now, Mendoza, you started to say 2A equals what? 8√3. Why? Can anybody tell me why he's making this equal to 8√3? Because that is the radius. Now, I didn't label it yet, but I was about to. Does everybody agree with him that that's the radius?
Yes.
And this is the apothem? Yes?
Sure.
All right.
Wait,
It's not needed in this case. I'm just labeling it. Yes? No? I should have a question.
I was asking, that U.
E.
It looks like a.
I know. It was messy and then I didn't fix it. Okay. So, the question asked earlier is why do you label the apothem? It's not needed. It's not. I'm just labeling it so we do not forget.
I didn't say that. I was saying how do we think of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is the radius. This is the apothem. Does anybody remember what this is here?
Base.
The base. What is this in the big triangle? Half the side length. Okay. Now I want you putting your thinking caps on. what piece am I going to be looking for? If I'm looking for the perimeter, they gave me the radius. Will I be looking for the apothem or this half the side length?
The radius, or the, half the side.
Why am I looking for half the side length? Because if I know that's this right here, and if I know this, can I find the whole side?
Yes.
And if I find the whole side, can I multiply it by 3?
Yes.
Yes. Do you see that? Okay, so Mendoza gave us this. Can you guys solve that? You're solving for A. I'm going to rewrite it down here. A root 3 equals 2A. I'm trying to solve for A, so what do I divide both sides by? 2. Now, 8 can divide by 2 because those two are not in radicals. So what's 8 root 3 divided by 2? 4 root 3. Now, I will tell you right now, students mess up here, so you want to be very, very, very careful. Are we ready? Now, I've already darkened in the side I'm looking for. What side am I looking for, A or A root 3? This is the side I'm looking for right here. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if this is A root 3 and A is 4 root 3, how do I calculate this side length here? What do? I'm going to repeat that. A is 4 root 3, and I'm looking for this side, which is A times root 3. How do I calculate that? A is what? A is, so I have 4 root 3 times what? Do you see why it's 4 root 3 times root 3?
Yeah.
Okay, this does happen on the test, so I'm going to repeat that. We solve for A, and I'm hoping everybody understands that's A is 4 root 3. But according to my picture, what does A represent?
The apothem.
The apothem. And is the apothem really what I need to find the perimeter? No. This half the side length, the part I have darkened in purple, is what I'm looking for, which is A times root 3. A is 4 root 3, and then times another root 3. I haven't talked about how to simplify it yet, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
And we've done this before. I'm going to cover this before. What's root 3 times root 3?
3.
3. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, the roots cancel out.
The roots cancel out. So this is 4 times 3, which is what? 12. So if that's 12, what's the total side length?
24.
24. So how do you find the perimeter? 24 plus 24 plus 24, or perimeter equals 24 times what? 3. Do it however your brain processes it. 24 times 3, or 24 plus 24 plus 24. In the end, what is our perimeter?
72.
72. And I don't have any units, so I'm just going to put units. Not squared because it's perimeter.
As far as
Yes.
so much is going on there, I kind of just got lost.
Okay.
I kind of
Wait,
got
is
lost.
Okay.
during this section?
I'm
Can we do
glad
another one?
we are going to do another one, and I'm glad he brought that up. How many other people feel that way? There's so much going on. I got lost and don't have any idea what's going on. Okay, and I'm sure there's more people feeling that way, and they're just not putting their hands up. Did you have a question?
Is that what
Okay, I will tell you this. This is not even what they're going to end up asking us. Eventually, the area is our main goal. This is just to prepare us to get to the area. So this isn't even the whole problem yet. For right now it is, but when we actually get to the area, which is our ultimate goal for this unit, is to find the area of regular polygons, this is just going to be the legwork to get us there. It's the harder work, but it's the legwork, yes.
Just 1/2 length of height, right? Or based on
For triangles, but we're not only dealing with triangles, and we don't, in order to know the height, you would need to know this total length here. So you would need to find that side, and so it would still require a lot of work.
So how do you find the area of that hexagon?
We're going to do that.
Right now?
Not right now. And eventually we're going to do a hexagonal prism volume. It's going to get hard, I'm telling you guys that right now. If you are distracted on your phones, put it away. If you are distracted doing other things, you will struggle on this test. And this is a full 100-point test. It's no longer the half one like the last one. So, yes.
What's the test?
It's on your green sheet. I think it's a block day, not next week, but maybe next.
2 weeks?
Look at your sheet, your assignment sheet. Okay.
Multiple choice?
Can I get
It's
your
a
book
14th
from you after?
15th.
Yes. Of course not.
You didn't think I get your book?
It's on Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna kiss our test goodbye?
All right, number 2.
That was so much. I didn't write that.
Guys, I need the talking to stop. Before I continue, do you guys at least see how to label in orange the A root 3, the A, the 30, 60, 90? Okay. Does everybody understand that this is the side I'm looking for so I can double it for my side length? Okay.
Yes.
So it just so happens that the side I'm looking for is A root 3. Now, I'm going to put this up here. That's this side right here. Is that bottom half side length always going to be A root 3?
No, it could be A.
It could be A, it could be, in this case it's also A. So it just depends on your regular polygon. A root 3, we did all our work. Mendoza pointed this out. Do you guys see why he put 2A equals A root 3? Because it's the radius, thank you. And when we solved it, we got 4 root 3. And then we took the 4 root 3 and plugged it into that A right there. There's the 4 root 3. There's times the other root 3, which came out to be 4 times 3 is 12. All right, number 2.
The guy still was wrong.
Hexagon. Hexagon with the radius of 16. All right. Best you can, draw your hexagon. A hexagon has how many sides? 6. How many big triangles do I have inside the hexagon? 6. And I know that because the hexagon has 6 sides. So to find the measure of these angles in here, what do I do? 360 divided by 6, because that's the number of sides, and 360 divided by 6 is what? 60. So all of these here are 60. All right, this is just so that we can draw our triangle. I do the perpendicular bisector, which is also the angle bisector, because it's an isosceles triangle, and I redraw. Now when I redraw, what number comes in the top
30.
corner? Now, I have a top corner up here of 60. Is that little 60, or is that the whole angle here is 60? The whole angle. So what do I do with the 60? And what do I get? 30. So, should you know the top angle up here is 30, where the top angle up here was 60. All right, so means the bottom angle is 60. Let's label. Now, you guys told me earlier hypotenuse is always 2A. Now, will I copy this one and call the apothem A and the base A root 3? No. Across from the A, across from the 30 is A. So this is A, and what's the apothem? What is it? A root 3. Good job. All right, do you see it?
So it switches up with a hexagon. It's not this one's A root 3, the bottom,
Correct. So it's right here. If you look back at these notes, A root 3 is at the bottom for a triangle, and for a hexagon, it is A. Do you see that? You guys okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, do you see it? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
All right. Now, really quick, I want you to label where your radius is and where your apothem is. Then I'm going to have you guys just take a shot at it, the best you can. Label where's your radius, where's your apothem, and take a shot. Use that trick that Mendoza gave you earlier about the radius is 2A and 16 and yada yada. Go, go. It is hard, I know. I have nothing else to say other than endurance. We stick through it, and we come out at the end with a better grade.
Why now?
I correct. 96 units.
Oh, I do have labs after school today.
Hey, Miss Rose, gonna retake the test, the last test tomorrow.
You have to do a review first.
I think it's perimeter 96. Perimeter 96, right? Yeah, baby, I got that right. You know how it goes.
All right, are we ready? Okay, I will give you the answer, then we'll work through it. Anybody get 96? 1, 2, 3, 4, few of you? Okay, let's listen. Emily, can you walk me through, shh, guys, can you at least tell me what's what? I'm going to put an arrow right here. This side is called the what?
Radius.
Okay, hold on, I'm asking Emily, but thank you. Radius, and this side over here is called the apothem, and this is half the side length. All right. Okay, tell me what you did.
Okay, I did 2A
Mhm.
equals 16
And where did you get that from?
because the radius is
Because the radius is 16. Okay, so you have 2a equals 16. Keep going.
And then I did 2 divided by 16 and got A equals 8.
Divide by 2 and a equals 8. Okay.
And then the half the side length is 8 and then you times it by 2.
Okay, hold on. So she's saying this here. Lucky for us, the side we're looking for, is it still the half side length that we're still looking for?
Yeah.
And lucky for us, it's just a. So do I have to worry about multiplying by root 3? So a is 8. So if this is 8, keep going, Emily. You said you doubled
Yeah.
for the whole side length and got, okay, tell me what you did next.
And then I times it by 6.
16 times 6 because there are 6 sides. All right, and what did you get? 96 units. Good job. All right, this one may be a little easier because there was no radical. Maybe I should have started with that one next time. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Start with that one next time.
Okay,
Yes, you have
so
a confidence that then you just destroy it.
wait, so we do 16 times 6.
Because there's 6 sides. So all of these are 16s. We're not done, so there should not be any packing up. Gentlemen, I don't know what's going
So
on,
wait, I have
but
a
please.
question.
Yes.
Is it always gonna be like that, where the radius equals the side length?
No.
No, it melts the food.
Guys,
Hydro flask.
guys, have a seat. Quiet down.
When you put water.
Okay. Cody. When you're looking for perimeter, you will always be looking for this base length down here. When it's a hexagon, the base length down here is A, but on a triangle, it's A root 3. So it just depends on the shape. Please stop the talking.
But like with the hexagon, is it
The hexagon, this length will always be A.
okay? But the side length for a hexagon, is it like this one? The radius was 16,
Mm-hmm.
but so is the side length. Is it always gonna be like that?
Yes,
So there's
for a
always equal?
hexagon. Because it's double and this is double, yes.
Okay.
All right?
So wait, we could just. So wait.
The reason is it's an isosceles triangle. I mean equilateral. This is 60, right?
Do we
60.
really have to show all of that work? Would you want us
I
to?
do need at least this triangle and
Okay, the
labeled,
triangle,
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now for the meat of the notes what type of questions you're going to see on the test. Are you ready? Find the area of each regular polygon. Shh. I will tell you this. Eventually we will do volume, in which case you'll take the area of the base, which we're doing here, times the height. So you will have more work to
In this
this.
section?
In this unit. Not today's notes,
I know.
but this unit, yes.
Isn't it? Next to you.
No, like Friday
Oh.
and next
Is
week.
it next unit hard?
Yo.
Like
Not-
after the-
not
after
as-
the test?
So you're saying
Not
it's
as
better than this
formula based as
I
this.
think they should have given us the easier one. Like put this one last because it's the hardest one.
I say we just don't do that.
Yeah, I say gives Ned. I don't know. It's Valentine's Day, so you love us.
All right. Shh. Guys. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways on this. The super easy way, which I would expect you to do on any type of problem. I'm going to show you the harder way, and I'll explain why we have that harder way and so forth. All right. A square with a perimeter of 40. If the perimeter is 40, what's the length of each side? Do you agree that 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 40? Yes or no?
Yes. yeah.
All right, so easy as pie. Area is length times width. So 10 times 10 is what? 100. All right, now, there was nothing really hard to this, and I maybe have gone too fast, so I'm going to repeat what I said. Perimeter is 40, so do we all agree that the side length must be 10 if it's a square?
That's it.
Well, no, that's not it. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Do you see that? All right. On this right side, I'm going to use a new formula that we're going to learn. Now, I will tell you this. If you ever have a square,
What does that say? A, the first A equals what?
length times width.
Yeah, I thought that was a 40.
If you ever have a square and they ask you for the area and you know its length, I would expect you to just do 10 times 10 is 100 and be done with it. Why am I giving you this formula? Because the shape you're given will not always be a square. All right? And because it's not always a square, we can't always do length times width. What if it's a triangle and we can't find the height? Or what if it's a hexagon or any other shape? Yes.
So the formula that you gave us is in the top right corner right there?
No, I'm going to give it to you right now.
Oh, okay.
Area for a regular polygon is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. Half the apothem times the perimeter. This is another formula that you will need to add to your formulas that we have already. Area equals half the apothem times the perimeter. Work on memorizing it now. Put phones away, please. Half the apothem times the perimeter. Half apothem times perimeter. All right. So let's, again, I'm going to do it on this one. I would not expect you to do it on a square, but why am I doing it here? Because we have the answer. We know what it should come out to be, so we're going to verify that this formula works. Would I ever expect you to do this one on a square where you know the side length? No, I would hope you would just do length times width and call it done. All right, but we're going to, again, I'm showing you on an easy one so that when we get to the harder ones, you know what to do. Are you ready? Okay, what's the measure of each angle in here, or at the very least, how do we find it? Okay, it's 90. Can you tell us how you knew each one was 90?
4 divided by 3. I mean, 360 divided by 4.
He said 360 divided by 4. Do you guys remember that? All right, so after you do 360 divided by 4, you cut it in half. And that's the triangle I'm going to draw over here. 90, and what's the measure of each little angle? This one's 45, which means this one's 45. Yes or no? A root 2. In this particular formula, I need the perimeter. Did they already give me the perimeter?
Yeah.
Okay, that part's done. What else do I need then besides the perimeter?
The
Apothem. And the apothem in my picture is what letter? A. So once I find A, am I ready to plug in the formula?
Yes.
All right. What can I use in my picture to help me find what I'm missing? I'll give you a hint. Yes.
Divide the full side length by.
Okay. She said take the full side length, which is 10, and divide it by 2, which is what?
5.
And is that the half side length that's right here? Do you guys agree with her? She said if this is 10, then that length there is 5, which means this A here also equals what? 5. And we're ready to plug in the formula. Do you see how easy that was? Now, yes, this is much easier. We're just trying it out to see if we can figure out how to work it out. Area equals half the apothem. What did we get for the apothem? 5. Times the perimeter. What did we get for, what did they give us as the perimeter? 40. All right, plug that in your calculator. 0.5 times 5 times 40, or 5 times 40 divided by 2. You have a fraction key. You can use a fraction key. 1/2 if you don't want to plug it in as a fraction. 1/2 is 0.5. Or I take half of 40. What's half of 40? And then I do 20 times 5. If I don't have a calculator, that's how I do it. Half of the number I can take half of, and then multiply it by 5.
100.
Do we end up with 100?
Yeah.
All right. So, would I expect you to do all this work if they gave you the side as 10? No. 10 times 10 is 100, you're done. But does this formula indeed work?
Yes.
All right, we are going to take it and try one that's not as easy as this one as far as length times width. Okay. A triangle with the apothem equaling 2. A triangle with the apothem equaling 2. Okay, so let's draw our main triangle. And yes, this is part of your work. How many big triangles do I have within my main triangle?
3.
3.
That would be 120.
And then that's how it's 120, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do 360 divide by what?
360 divided by 3.
3, and that's where you're saying the 120 is coming from?
Yeah.
All right, and then what do we do with each 120, or with a 120?
Divided by 2.
Divide it by 2. And that number goes in your top right corner. So what's 120 divided by 2? 60, and the bottom corner is 90 and then 30. Label your A, 2A, A root 3 business. Do that now, please. Okay, anybody tell me what I'm pointing to?
The radius.
Radius, which is what? A root 3, 2A? 2A?
Or 2A, yeah.
Okay, what am I pointing to?
A.
Apothem, which is what in this case? A, and this down here is A root 3, which is the half the side length.
Wait, but isn't the apothem equal to 2?
Okay, we're going to plug that in right now. Good. Okay, so before we get going, I need the apothem. Did they give me the apothem?
Yes.
Check. I need the perimeter. Did they give me the perimeter? No, but we can find it. All right. Now, Cody said they gave us the apothem. So where do I put this 2 in my picture? For this A right here? All right. Do I have to solve anything? Or is it already solved for me? It's solved. All right. Now, how do I find the perimeter? Who can guide me? We did this earlier. Remember I said the reason we do the perimeter so we can eventually find the area. How can I use, or what side length would I use to find the perimeter? The A root 3 side. Do you agree that this part I'm putting in purple is equivalent to this part right here?
Yes.
And once I know this, I can double it for my whole side length, yes or no?
Yes.
A root 2.
Okay, so they're saying if this is 2, then this side is 2 root 3. Do you guys agree, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, double that. If this is 2 root 3 and this is 2 root 3, what's the whole length? 4 root 3 is correct. 4 root 3 and 4 root 3. Do I have enough now to find the perimeter?
Yes.
Gentlemen, I need you to stop what you're doing and pay attention up here. Perimeter is 4 root 3 times what? 3, because there are how many 4 root 3s here? 3. And you multiply the coefficients. And what do you have? 12 root 3. Now I'm going to pause and I'm going to review what I just said. If you've got it, can you plug it into the formula?
Yeah.
Apothem, check, it's 2. Perimeter, check, what's the perimeter? 12 root 3. Plug it in if you've got it. I'm going to repeat. Okay, so I drew my triangle. I labeled all my 120s. I cut my little triangle out and I labeled 60, 30, 90. A, 2A, A root 3. This is all prior knowledge. Some of you may eventually have this memorized. It's this one right here. It's always what you have when you have a triangle. If you forget it for the test, have I shown you over and over how to come up with all your numbers? All right. So then we plug it in. A is 2. They gave us that. The apothem is 2, which means the half side length is 2 root 3, which means the total side length is 4 root 3, which means the perimeter is 4 root 3 times 3, 12 root 3. And we're ready now for the area. Half the apothem. What's the apothem in this problem? 2. Times the perimeter. What's the perimeter in this problem? 12 root 3. Now, however you plug it in your calculator is up to you. What I suggest is leave the root 3 for the end. Do 1/2 times 2 times 12, or 0.5 times 2 times 12, or 2 times 12 divided by 2, or cross out your 2's. Does anybody have this piece calculated already? 2 times 12 and then divide by 2 is probably the easiest way to type in. 2 times 12 and then divide by 2. 12. So 12 root 3 is the answer. Make sense, yes or no? I need you guys to take out your worksheets, your packets.